Good morning! Today I'm going to show you 6 DIY light fixtures that you can make because I made these myself for my World War I trench diorama. I built 6 different light fixtures for the diorama and it was really fun. Now, like 3 of them I think are all the same kind of design, the safety, the brass, and the cage light. They're basically kind of the same design, but I also did a candle. I did kind of a basic industrial light, and I did these really cool spotlights. And so I'm going to show how I built all of those in, the different areas. I think you're going to like it, and we're going to start out with these industrial ones. These are the first light fixtures I ever made. I mean, they're just made out of pop cans. On my very first diorama that I did lights, I needed some kind of shade on these little tiny LEDs. They're 1 millimeter. And so what I did was I cut these circles out of a pop can and then cut like a little pie wedge out of it and then folded them in on themselves. And I was able to create kind of a rudimentary cone. Then it was just super thin CA glue and baking soda. When you put the baking soda in there, I kind of tap it in there and that settles it around the light. 1 drop of this stuff, and then I kind of wick away anything else and you're done. Even though these are very, very simple, they're still my first choice when I just want to flood a room with light. That's their purpose, to get a lot of light in the room, but also see where they're kind of sunspotting there? You kind of want to keep that stuff from blaring in your eyes, so they're perfect lampshades for that. I needed lanterns. I needed lanterns like the ones that I had seen online, and this is just perfect, these little clear plastic paintbrush protectors. I cut them to length, and then I cut some tubing, which they fit directly into. I put a base on it, I put a top on it, and then I can drill a hole up through the bottom, place one of these really tiny, lights in it, cap the thing off, and I've got like a little trench light. So I'm really happy with it. It's a very, very simple process, and it's stuff that any model builder I think would have around the shop. When it came to the cage lanterns, I used the same wire that I'm going to use later on for barbed wire. The cool thing is it's black, because if you've ever tried to paint wire this thin, it's really a pain. I cut a bunch of little pieces. I mean, they were close. I had to trim them. And then I just set those 4 places all the way around. And once those had been glued in, I went ahead and used my wide nose pliers, or tweezers, and did like a twist around the center. Once I'd twisted that in, I could clip that off and then set it, with a little bit of super glue. And that's it. I really like how they came out. Now I just need to go and make a bunch of them. My friend John said, "Hey, I've got 0.1 millimeter LEDs." And I'm like, "You're kidding." I think I had them within a week or 2. So what I did was I took these little tiny brass tubes, opened it up. They were just big enough to put the little tiny 1.1 millimeter LED in. I secured it in there, I made a little base, and that became a candle. And why this was so important is I remember reading stories about the Anzacs underground going snowblind, and it was because of the reflection of the white chalk walls in some of the digging that they would do underground, and the only light source they had were candles.